Hello, North Country soccer fans, and welcome to Regional Championship Saturday here at the Plattsburgh High School Sports Complex. Chazy, which is no stranger to Regional Championship play, is back here again this year, and they're taking on the Harrisville Pirates from Section 10. Chazy comes into this game with a record of 16-1-3, and the Pirates come into the game here with a record of 16-1-2. I'm Joey Trombley. I'll be calling the action today. On my left is with insight and commentary is Joe the Fish Poisson. On the camera is the founding father himself, Calvin Castine, and we have a special guest. We have an all-star back from the 70s who played under the legend coach George Brendler. We have Jeff Trombley up here who played back in the 70s, went on to play for Plattsburgh State, and we'll get his insights and commentary as this game goes on. And Joe, both teams got here. Chazy, both teams had a tough game on their road here to get here to this championship game.
Yeah, it was great. Another classic matchup with Chazy and E-Town here last Saturday night. But right now, Chazy's looking pretty good. They're just possessing the ball. I don't think Harrisville has touched it, just inadvertently like they're going to do here. Chazy's looking good. They're going to take their possession game. And in regional play, the last probably 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 years, let's keep going down the line, Chazy's had a lot of success against Section 10 teams in these regional games. I can attest to the fact they keep going to the Final Four.
Well, Harrisville got here by a hard-fought overtime 1-0 victory over the Chateauguay Bulldogs. And you'll see two completely different styles of soccer here today. You're going to watch Chazy with their possession game, and Harrisville, bigger, taller players will probably play more of the through ball.
I honestly don't think they're bigger and taller. I'm looking out here now. I think we match up very well with the size. When you look at when they're lined up for the national anthem and the introduction, you size them up, and that's, Chazy matches up real well. Here's one of them right there. Hayden Gay, who scored the game.
Tyler Hicks coming off the line. The goalie's off his... and it was Zane Mono coming off the line, and probably a good thing. 3 Eagles were coming down on that.
Hit.
Well, you had Rabideau coming in, you had Barrier coming in, you had Tyler Hicks conversing on that ball, and he probably got hit in the head, but he came off his line, and the official out there is Tommy Kowalski. He's out there right now talking to Zane Mono to see how he's doing out there. But we have Jeff Trombley here back from the 70s, played for Coach George Brendler. And for you, Jeff, it's got to be really cool as the decades have moved on to see how this program has evolved to the championship caliber that it is.
Yeah, it's really tremendous. I mean, no one ever would have thought, of course, in our day we didn't have a state championship, so much less winning a state championship, much less winning 6 state championships is unbelievable. I think what's really interesting, too, is the progress on the girls' side, to me, is really astounding. So.
What a... Mono almost misjudged that one, but good thing he has good hands. He went up high on that one, so as you're saying, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, I think state championship makes all the difference, gives everybody something to play for, and certainly is a credit to the community, the amount of support they have for the game.
Well, and one thing that I'm seeing right now, Joe, early, is Mono is not afraid to come off that line, and my guess is the way Chazy can possess.
That's some good sportsmanship, though. Hicks is down. Hicks.
They both went in hard, and hopefully Hicks can get up here. But I think Mono's going to get burnt the way he roams that net.
Well, right now we got Hicks down, and that's one of the main.
And they're stopping the clock here, so we'll be back here after this injury. Scores! Just coming on the air. There was a corner kick, and Hayden Gay sends it across, and it's Alec Lapierre with his great height comes in on the weak side, heads it into the net, and quickly at the 3-minute and 5-second mark, Chazy goes up 1-0. On the far side, you got Tyler Hicks getting worked on by EMT Corey Thompson, and Chazy quickly gets on the board. And boy, in a game like this, you want to score first, Jeff. And you watch a lot of soccer. You played a lot of soccer. That first goal is very important.
I was just looking at the team standing in the box, really not ready for anything at this point. The only one that looks ready to play at this point is the goalkeeper, and that corner kick, I guess you could see that coming from a mile away maybe, because nobody reacted to it except for the guys in the white.
Well, Alec Lapierre coming up from the defensive end came on that weak side, and they were not defended well by the Pirates. And I want to say also, I said Chateauguay, it was Morristown that the Pirates beat in the semifinals 1-0 in overtime. So, Joe, this game is actually starting out the way we kind of thought it would, with Chazy playing their possession game, and they're controlling here, obviously, early here in the first 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
They've had shots on that keeper left and right. it's like Jeff was mentioning, they're not, Harrisville isn't defending well. And it's not like Chazy is an offensive juggernaut this year. You know, they've had trouble scoring themselves, so, you know, you get one off a set play, that's what you do, especially it's a big one off the injury, you know, when Hicks is, he's being limped off right now, but he's got his equipment off, and he's walking gingerly, so that's actually a good sign, you know, so he's over here, and maybe we can get him back, and maybe we won't need him for the rest of this game, and he might have a week to rest up.
Well, they brought in crowd favorite Dylan Garrow checked into the game, and Dylan has done some nice things this year when he's got out there to play.
Yeah, he scored some nice goals. He scored one in the playoffs against Keene Valley that put us up 3-1. He put us up PHS in the Frankie Garrow tournament. Oh, another shot.
And another score on another corner. I think it was Alec Lapierre again. Rob McCullough can't believe it down there. It's Lapierre, 2 goals in the first 4 minutes and 17 seconds. Lapierre is the offensive juggernaut today, Joe.
So far. Hey, you got to do what you have to do to get by this round, and you're not going to care where the goals come from. Lapierre's using his height. You got to love that. Yeah, you really do.
Well, Coach Shane Countryman down there for the Pirates is beside himself. He's yelling out to his team, and he is just absolutely frustrated as a coach down there, and he's making some changes here because he has not liked what he has seen, obviously, in the first 4 minutes and 17 seconds.
I don't think he's going to like what he's going to see the rest of this game because the pirate ship is being put full of holes early in this game. There's no doubt.
Joe, we always love your insane commentary. So how do you really feel,
Well,
Joe?
that's
There's a lot of game here left, Joe, so let's not get too carried away. I remember one time where you got carried away. So Gay to Lapierre again.
Actually, what happened there was the whole defense was keying on Dylan Garrow.
Yeah, they were.
They were.
Yeah, they thought, hey, this guy's going to be good.
And, well, Garrett was there.
I actually thought Garrow might have got a piece of that.
Right.
You know? He was right on top of it.
But the way Lapierre came running back, I figured he got it. But here come the Pirates, and he's pushed off the ball by number 5 Barrier, and that was number 3 David Taylor. And one thing that we do know in regional championship, as they move on, the game gets a little more physical. The officials normally let them play.
Well, that's what you have your center midfielders for. You know who played a great game last week against Elizabethtown was number 3 for Chazy Brothers.
Yeah.
He was all over the field, and he controlled it along with Barrier. Barrier's the MVP of the league this year. You know, number 5 for Chazy, and he's going to show you why here. You know, they're calm, they're cool, they don't get excited, and they're juniors with a lot of experience.
Right.
So, you know, but to be up 2-0 this early in the match is.
You got to watch out. Here comes Wonder Boy, Gage Duquette. Far side is Hayden Gay, and Gage Duquette has done a nice job filling in this year.
Great job for a freshman. He's more than filling in. He's been starting, and he's been logging a ton of minutes as a freshman.
Of course, he started when Derek Drake went.
Yes, and doing a good job. You know, what more can you ask of a freshman? But they're like I said, the Chazy boys are playing well. They just have a hard time finishing, of course, except for today. But they've struggled with that. With losing Drake is a big thing this year, and he was probably good for. You know, I don't know how many assists on top of the goals that he always used to manage to get. But, you know, the boys are finding a way to win, and that's all that matters. People are saying they're not this and they're not that. Well, let me tell you what they are. They're a very good team.
Well, I don't know. They're sectional champions, and it looks like they keep this up, they'll be regional champions. You know, everybody tries to compare them by the great teams in the past. This is a good team this year.
Very good.
Are they an exceptional team? You know, based on past performances? Probably not. But they're a very good team, and they're evolving into a very good team.
If you can go and you can vie for state championships with a quote-unquote lesser team, you got a heck of a program.
Yes, you do.
And it's, a lot of it goes to McCullough. He's going for his record 7th state championship.
Would that be a state record?
Excuse me, state, yeah, but 7 in 10 years. He
Right.
won 70% of that's with different classes, different groups come up through. And the
Oh,
other
look at
team-
Rabideau. And Rabideau! What a play by, oh man, nice work by Rabideau. And I knew he'd be a factor in this game. He has just turned on. Coach McAuliffe is just all smiles down there. The game is literally 7 minutes old, and Chazy's up to a 3-0 lead, and the Pirates have got to be wondering what's going on.
Well, it's the Frankie Garrow haircuts that are doing it. The guys who are scoring have the haircuts.
Well, let's talk about that, Joe. I mean, the Chazy fans know why, but if other people are watching this game, what's the story behind the Mohawks?
They do it to mess with us. We can't tell who they are.
That's number one.
That's what they do.
But number two, obviously, is the...
Listen, that was some great work by Rabideau. That gives them confidence, you know? These guys coming out here in a regional match and, you know, they do this well right off the bat. It's a good thing to go into the playoffs with because some of the top teams got knocked off. Poland got knocked off last week. You know, they were ranked number 1 in the state. You know, you have Watertown Immaculate School coming up, or Central School coming up. They're a decent team. They knocked off Poland. Very similar style to Chazy. So,
and Zach Brothers got the assist on that one.
good job by Brothers. Yeah, it's nice to see him, you know, getting a little reward for all that hard work.
But to get to the story of the Mohawks, it's in remembrance of Frankie Garrow, who tragically died in a car accident back in December 3 years ago.
Yes.
3 years ago, and it's his brother Dylan who's on the team now in the varsity. And here comes again they score. It's Jace Duquette, and the Pirates have no answer for this juggernaut of the Eagle offense here. Jeff Trombley, being a former player and alumni, you gotta like what you're seeing here.
Yeah, very impressive. I think you know, it really is interesting. The team just is taking advantage of any loose ball in the box at this point. But boy, the 1v1 defending is really people have gone missing there in action. Confidence looks totally shot.
I did not see this coming. I did not see this. I expected a victory, but I did not see 4-0 in the first 8 minutes.
Well, Harrisville's got to get some possession at this point if they can. They've got to touch the ball a few times, get some possession, and calm this thing down. Because
this would be a double-digit loss, which would be a monumental embarrassment for any team in a regional championship game.
Well, they've got a steep hill right now. Yeah.
I like to call it more like a mountain. What do you think, Joe?
We certainly tell you guys aren't coaches.
It's over. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, we're just playing for the next game here because I do not see the Pirates. I mean, you watch their scores down there. They're winning 1-0.
Well, they're attacking
2-1
men right now. That's going to be kind of tough.
They're going to get caught up again. They're going to get caught up again.
Brothers got the assist tonight.
Yeah, Brothers, they get the assist.
That's a good job, Duquette. Brothers getting his second assist in a row, just seconds after, you know, about 50 seconds. These boys are they're pummeling.
I don't know, but I don't know what Coach McAuliffe said to them, or they came prepared today.
Yeah, they didn't, and this is without Hicks.
Right.
You know, Hicks went down, and immediately we scored out that corner kick with from Gay, and
Alec Lapeer.
yeah, the boys they haven't stopped. So they defend well. Chazy, that's the whole thing. They defend very well.
And I mean, we're 10 minutes in the first half, and we're basically saying this team is going back to the Final Four again.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I don't.
And
you know what you want to avoid now is injuries.
right.
Yeah, because a lot of times games like this, teams
Yeah, look at Gay fight through there.
teams get frustrated, and that's when you find the yellow cards and the red cards and the idiot cards.
But the
come
officials are
down.
going to have to, if it starts getting chippier, we'll have to control
You
it.
do it right off the bat too. You
Right.
don't play games.
The
You gotta
officials.
just.
The officials, okay, that's a good. Okay, Calvin, go ahead and call them.
No, go ahead.
We have Barry Norton is actually the on the far side linesman. On the near side, we have. It looks like is it Jerry's Jerry Kowalowski is the line official to the near side, and then his brother Tommy is the referee in the middle. There's another feed, and it is Rogers with the ball far side. He's battling number 5 Taylor Sale, and there's a push on Rogers, so it'll be a kick here for the Pirates.
Two midfielders for Chazy. They just 3 and 5. They've been playing together.
And this barrier has it knocked away. Picked up by Rogers, comes to near side over to Dylan Garrow. Garrow back up over to Rogers. Chazy playing their passing game, now gives it up over to Alec Lapeer, who has 2 goals here in the stopper position for Chazy on corners. And here's Gage Duquette breaking through again. Oh, trying to pass it through over to Rabideau. And Rabideau gets there. Rabideau looking to serve it. Knocked away, picked up by Lapeer. Lapier's got that offensive bug working here, pushing up over to Duquette. Has it knocked away. It's Lapeer getting a shot off, and it goes wide of the net. Lapeer wants the hat trick here.
Do that in the first half, and this is boys. Chazy, they're not letting up. They're, McCullough's going to have to figure out eventually what's going to be going on as far as substitutions, because Harrisville does not look capable of anything. I know. I'm trying to look at the keeper's come out. He made a couple of saves, but I haven't seen them put 2 or 3 passes together.
Here goes Brothers trying to get the shot off. Rabdu controlling. Rabdu has a hard shot. It rips off the defense. And Tommy Tebow's checked into the game.
Good ball.
Duquette getting a shot off. And there's a diving save by the goalie, and another corner kick here for Chazy. But, Joe, I don't recall a regional championship with this much domination
Last
before.
year's was, Joey. We've
This bad, though?
Yes, it was 7-0 last year, the victory.
I know it was 4.
No, there's an
on top
just
of
the
the
top. But it's last year we were doing this. We did the same thing. We've been having a lot of success. We played actually Harrisville here probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and
Who was it last year?
last year was Hewleton.
Okay.
And we wrecked them, 7-0. Chazy did, and it was very similar. Our section, the whole Section 7 has had a lot of luck against Section 10.
We know.
It used to be that it was be a dogfights, but Section 7 seems to be raise their level of play far and above Section 10. The girls and the boys, and all up and down, A through D.
Well, Joe, let me, you bring up a good point here for Section 7. Let's just talk about what's happening today, and we're going to talk about all the sports. Well, right now we have Duquette battling for that ball, and it's cleared up in the air. But, in volleyball, sectional play, Beatmantown in Class B has moved on. Osable Valley in Class C has moved on. You go to cross country, you got athletes from Seton Catholic, Saranac, Peru, Beatmantown, and Ty in the States. And Plattsburgh's in the States. Number one runner. Okay, we got Mr. Mulligan here on the side, keeping me straight on that. Boys soccer, you got in A, you got Peru, who's moved on. Right now we're watching Chazy. In girls, 4 teams in the girls have moved on to regional play. Peru, Saranac, NAC, and Chazy. So all the athletes here for Section 7 are representing the area very well in all sports.
Oh, yeah. Used to be Section 7, you wanted to play them.
Yeah.
You really did for years and years. You wanted to play Section 7, didn't matter what sport it was.
Right.
Pro wrestling did well in the 70s. They did well in states and stuff consistently, and but now they don't really want to come up here. Not against Chazy teams, anyway. They really don't. Boys and girls in Chazy.
Yeah, well, this is quite a show that's going on here today. And we got Joe's beautiful wife, Lee, up here. Leah, obviously. I like to pick on her. I call her Lee. That was, I had my glasses on that day when I was reading
Good move right there by Lapeer. Now, he's the defender. He's playing well. He's going to get rewarded with a corner kick for the hard work. You got to like that. These seniors are taking over. You got Hayden Gay. Lapeer's doing a good job. They're taking over. And that's what they need to do, because Chazy has a young team. They're very young, and it's good to see these, like Doran. Doran's playing very well in a sweeper. We don't call his name much because the midfielders are playing so well.
The Pirates have no answer for anybody out there right now.
I don't think they've. Well, Trent Blaze was the keeper today for Chazy, the senior. He's touched the ball one time, and that was just a long distance kind of deal. They can't. Harrisville's having a hard time getting it out of there.
Oh, they're just getting the boot. They're just booting the ball out. They have not faced a team like Chazy like this all year.
But you have to remember that Chazy, when we played Ogdensburg, we didn't beat him this bad in the score, but we really, and they were the best team up there in Section 10, and they're Class B. They finally lost, but at that time they were the best team. They only had the one loss all year in the playoffs. Right. Chazy, we beat them 2-0, and that could have been a higher score, But we did control play, territorial, everything. That's a nice ball.
Beautiful ball. And
you don't want to see that.
And it's going to be a goal kick. But boy, they were all. But you know what I'm liking, what I'm seeing with Chazy, and I think Jeff, you'll agree with me. Chazy's playing like they're trailing. It's just attack, attack, attack.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, I think that there's a foul. Nothing given or given? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Harrisburg obviously was rattled. It's interesting. Harrisville was rattled because of the. Looked like that early injury. They never regrouped from that, even though it was a Chazy injury. They just The goalkeeper came out, was very committed, and the rest of the team is having a tough time. They're struggling right now for any kind of confidence at all at this point. Any kind of confidence.
There's a feed in, and that's from
See, they're not going to the ball.
Right.
You know, Harrisville, like
Exactly.
you mentioned, they're just not.
See, Chazy's trying to play that possess. They're going to try to possess it,
See,
where
but you
Harrisville
can't-
is just booting it.
But you know what? You still can't make mistakes late. You need to calm the ball down and just
technical
get it
That's
out
what the
quick.
Chazy boys are
Yeah.
doing, but you watch what Harrisville is doing. They're just trying to go on top, just trying to get through that defense. There's no 2 or 3 touches on the middle of the field.
No. But what are you going to do? Chazy's playing well. You know, they're playing well at the right time, and it's even with the loss of Hicks. I mean, Chazy does not have a deep, quote-unquote, bench like they did last year.
No.
Highest goal scorer on Chazy has less than 10 goals.
Well, they've been
You know-
scoring by committee.
Totally. I mean, you got a bunch of them getting in on the act, and that's what they have to do. And here's one right here. He's one of the highest scorers. His barriers in center midfielder. You know, your strikers aren't your high scorers, which is unusual.
But you know, that's not a bad thing, Joe, because who do you key on?
You have no. You can't do that. Yeah. Here comes Lapeer today. You know, popping 2 right in right off the bat.
Now, I'm sure that Coach for the Countryman wasn't.
See, you can't do these little. I shouldn't be so negative, I guess.
Well, you
because
are.
Chazy's
You are.
well, but look at you can't make that mistake right there against a better team. You know
Right,
what?
but this 4-0 lead, you can.
But it's better not to do it.
Well, I know you
know
don't
what I
want
mean?
to, but you don't.
You don't want to. You still want to play your game, but it's hard to stay in a game. It's a psychological issue now. You're winning 4-0. You know, it's human nature. You get a little lax. You know,
Well, you get comfortable.
You
There's
do.
no doubt about it.
but you still got to play. You know, the ball well. Try to do it every time. Do it 100%. Can't make mistakes
Down
like
Rabideau,
that.
look at the speed of Rabideau.
Can't make mistakes
Look at the
like that.
speed of Rabideau going through. Rabideau rips it. And my, Rabideau has that one-step burst of speed, and when
Well,
he gets going, he's like a
The defender
locomotive.
fell down though. No.
Well, I know he did,
I mean, it
but
was-
you still have to have speed to get to the ball.
oh yeah.
Quit being negative, Joe. Let's get some positives
But
here.
I'll tell you what, that's Alex Rabideau. What I like seeing, he had that little move scoring his goal.
Yeah.
Out top of the box, couple little quick moves, and it's nice to see because he's coming back from some serious knee injuries. He was out basically
He lost
for
2 seasons.
He lost 2 seasons of practice of touching the ball, and he's doing pretty well. You know, I mean, he's
one
scoring
of the
some
players
nice
that
goals.
picked it up on committee
Yes,
when
he
Drake
has.
went down.
Yeah, he has, and he's a big guy. You know, he's not a
You're
small
gonna push him
guy.
off the ball.
No, but I do like that speed that you're talking about. Look at that, they're just letting Chazy.
There's another shot. And he scores, Rabideau! What a shot by Barrier, but look at Rabideau knowing well, go to the goalie, and he takes it right in, and at the 21:30 mark, it is 5-0. The question today is not who's going to win, the question is by how much is Chazy going to win?
Give him an assist on that. Crack the ball like that.
Once
Keeper
it
can't
goes-
come up with
once
a
the
clean
keeper-
save because if
once
you're
it goes
on
off the
shot,
keeper,
he does the work and he doesn't get mentioned. You see?
Rules are rules.
Well, let's see what.
Rules is rules. It's all.
This is where Chazy needs to calm this down a little bit.
We're back?
Oh,
Well, you're talking about rules, I don't know if we're back or not.
We've been back.
So the question that we were talking,
Number 15, Alex Rabideau, assisted by number 5, Josh Berry.
they're giving the assist to Josh Barrier, so that goes contrary to what the founding father was telling us here. Another goal. Oh, it's the goal post, and Duquette almost got his second goal of the game. Wow. I mean, if you're a Chazy player, what you're thinking now is I want to pad my statistics right now.
Thinking I don't want to get hurt because we're going to the Final Four. That's my overriding concern right now. You know, just
Well, you
injuries.
can't stop the game.
No, you can't, and you want your kids to get the workout because you do have.
It's
Final Four coming in,
it's
but-
not going to be this easy down the Final Four. I guarantee you that.
No. But this is a good sign. I don't mind it.
this
That's-
is-
that's.
Again, they
Oh
score.
my God.
Who scored that one?
And no,
They don't even get excited.
Everybody's stunned. Everybody been
Joe, this is unbelievable. Look at Rob McAuliffe is beside himself down there. He just can't believe what's taking place.
Is that number 4
was it?
on the set piece?
We don't have an own goal, so who touched it last?
It was an own goal. That's why nobody was getting excited. It was an
Yeah.
own goal.
maybe Lapeer
So
again.
number 5, no, they're giving it to Barrier. He was the last one to touch it.
Own goal, high school soccer.
6-0. Jeff Trombley. It might be the luck of Jeff Trombley from Tennessee here.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm not sure. Wouldn't go that far.
But I mean,
Sick. What do they got? 4 set piece goals. I mean, it's in the box. I mean, defending corners is all about getting to the ball first. And if you don't get to the ball first, you got trouble.
Don't let it bounce around.
Yeah,
You got to clear it.
And
6 goals in the first 20 minutes.
just,
Wow, it is a wow.
Well, they had a tough overtime game, didn't they? In their
Yes,
last
they did.
match?
And in fairness, let's be fair to the Pirates. This is their 3rd game this week.
Right, and they're
That's true, and that makes it hard on Section 10.
Sure, it does.
You know,
And they had to travel. They came in last night, but they still traveled 3.5 hours
Yes.
playing 3 games. So we got to be, in fairness, we got to give them that.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
mean-
we've seen the best of this team. Obviously, I mean, maybe they'll come out in the second.
in all fairness too, we're
Organized.
talking about the player number 15 down here in a wheelchair. He was their best player. He got his leg broke against Chattagay in their semifinals.
Okay.
That's a blow too, obviously,
Yeah.
psychologically.
You know, they're small schools. They don't. It's how it is sometimes, and hey, it could very well happen to any team at any time.
Well, they're a sectional champion, and they didn't back into it.
No, absolutely not. They obviously-
we haven't seen the best of them yet. I mean, that's
They're a decent team, obviously, but it's not. Chazy's just.
They got the hangover from the championship, huh?
Well, I don't know. I think.
It's tough. 3 games in that short period of time in
Yes,
the
it
legs,
is.
and to come out here against a team
And
that's
I think they're
dominant
all-
in terms of its reputation, right?
They were all 1-goal games too, if I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, against Harrisville.
it's a good effort there by number 6, is it? Kinda-
That was number 6. So that would have been Sullivan. And Doran's back there. Here comes Sullivan, and Doran just flips it back. No danger. Controlled by brothers, like you said, who had a monster game against the Lions in the midfield. Brendan and Ryan's out there into the game.
What do you think the shots on goal are?
I don't know. Tim, are you keeping shots on net?
What's the conversion percentage? That's what I want to know, right? I mean, that's got to be over 85%, right?
You're being generous.
What was that?
But the conversion percent, I mean,
Oh.
my shots on goal. I mean,
Yeah.
it's, most of them have gone in there. That's just my-
I mean, we're guessing 20 shots on net in the first 22 minutes.
Uh-oh, Johnny.
15-0, I guess.
It's 15-0 shots on net. And
According to who?
John Coyer,
All right.
the
They miskredentialed,
senior writer for the Press Republican.
See, Joey, it's not always about
Award-winning John Coyer. It's nothing but all-stars up here in this booth.
Get one.
There's
Get a corner kick.
John says, I never won an award. But in our eyes, John, you are a winner.
Well, they even scored when they didn't take a shot.
yeah. You know things are going your way when you score, you didn't take a shot.
Well, it's just tough, right?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Well, it's nicer to be on the winning side of something like these.
yeah, it is.
But nobody got excited when Chazy scored that last one.
No.
Fans they're getting thick skins. Be another corner kick. It's gonna
Well,
be a long game.
Joey, they got an impressive air game, Chazy does. I mean, these guys have really good leaping ability, and you see some really quality corners driven in there. So, I mean, that's going to, I think help them out in the next round here because
Yeah.
that's as good of aerial game as I've seen.
What
they
you
really-
don't see, Jeff, too, is Chazy defends well on that. They do the same thing.
Look at that. I mean,
He's coming off his line
They
again.
score again.
Wow.
I think it was Barrier. I mean, this is downright. I'm feeling bad for the Pirates. This is downright embarrassing. It's not even fun calling this game anymore.
Well,
Joe Coulombe's leaving even.
Joe Cool.
It's an early start.
It's an early start.
I guess in fairness, I think when all of a sudden we talked earlier about not having any scoring prowess in the game. Now you got these backs coming forward in Chazy, and now they think they're goal scorers in these situations.
Yeah.
So they're taking risks they would otherwise not take because
You're not gonna be able to.
they're up a pretty good score. But it's always interesting to see the way the backs all get excited when they get a chance at a goal.
Well, they don't get to score often.
That's
great.
Yeah.
you'll have to see them get their name in the paper for that.
The goals for number 5 down there.
I don't know. They're very good on the corner kicks. With all due respect, I mean, they really are.
What's that?
Chazy's very good on the corner kicks. Obviously, I mean, I think not taking anything away from
goes
the
Avenue.
opposition, but Chazy's a handful in the corners. It looks like. I mean,
They are today.
There today, and all year they've been struggling to put the ball in the net, but boy, they're putting it together
I
today.
just hope they don't use up all their good karma in one day.
Well, I don't think they will, but it's not too often any team has a game like this in the course of a season. When you have it, you got to enjoy it and run with it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, any athlete will tell you there are times in their career where they're in a zone, and right now Chazy's in that zone.
Well, they played well, even the low scoring games. Like I mentioned, they're playing well. They
Right.
just weren't finishing today. They're putting it all together. But I don't think Harrisville is the strongest team. That we're playing against. You play 3 games in 1 week, 3 1-goal games, or this is the 3rd game. Excuse me. You play 2 1-goal games, and they only won their championship 2 nights ago. And Nick's for a short rest. Chazy has had a whole week to heal up against Elizabethtown.
Right.
By this time of the season, listen. We all played. You're going to be.
Oh, nice pass by Ryan over to Rabideau. And Rabideau scores again, and poor Mono. And Brendan Ryan will get an assist. The senior to the senior.
That was good.
8-0 with 15 minutes left in the first half.
Good to see Ryan getting in his scoring.
Yeah, he's just an assist.
We haven't seen a Ryan in the points since Nolan left. Actually, not fair, because I think Brendan scored at least one last year. And his father's Pat. Pat never scored a varsity goal.
No.
So he's already beat his father.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Number 15, Alice Rabideau. Assisted by number 4, Brandon Ryan.
What's your last name?
Here comes Chazy
Go,
again.
go,
and
Dylan.
he's sending it through,
top.
and Duquette sends it across, and
Right off the bat.
Mono goes up, and
It was nice seeing Kyle Drake out on the field too, brother.
well, he's putting everybody out there. Rabideau's out there. You're going to see number 22 Sam Provost get out there. So you talked about injury. These boys, their work is done. I don't know if he's. You think he'll start him for the second half?
Oh yeah. You're going to. Sure, you're going to. You have a whole nother week. That's really 2 weeks without competition. Let's face it, Harrisville is not much competition today. You want to keep them a little sharp, but how do you do it? That's the choice the coach likes to have, though. You know what? I'm winning so well that you don't want to embarrass the other team, but you can't tell your boys not to score if they
Right.
don't. That's how it works.
Right. Well, let's be realistic. This is a regional championship game.
Yeah.
You got to put the feelings aside here. You're playing for a championship.
End of story.
yeah, end of story.
But you don't want to.
Coach is doing the best he can.
Listen, and that's what Robbie's always been like that. I've watched Robbie over the years, and he's always been about that. You want to win, put it away early, and then everybody can relax.
And you get everybody in the game.
Yeah.
I think this is really neat that the reserves are getting to play in a regional championship game.
We have
Early in the game.
13:35 left in the first half, and it's been
8-0.
yeah. It's doesn't look good for your
I-
Harris fan.
I think I saw after that 8th goal, I think I saw the fans calling the hotels down in Middletown trying to book a room.
Actually, we shouldn't we?
Well, I'm not sure yet. I may be going to Cortland.
That's possible.
It could be.
Girls are going to have to get by Chateauguay
Yeah,
next.
and I think they're going to do it. You heard it here first.
You think they're going to get by?
I do.
All right.
I do.
I honestly, before this game started, I had a score of 2-0, Chazy boys.
I had 2 or 3-0.
Yeah, and it was that in the first couple of minutes. So
First 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was put away. Put away early.
These other players for Chazy waiting to get into the game, and we'll definitely give them their due. So Jeff, I'm going to go off a little tangent here. Back when you were playing, were there any playoffs, or you just played for the division?
We had the sectional championships. That was it. So,
You did back then.
So we'd play Elizabethtown every year, and they'd win one year, and we'd win the next, and that's kind of the way it went. But we just had the sectionals, and there was no state competition at that point for soccer.
Now, state competition started in the early 80s?
I think it was
Late
late 70s, early 80s.
George,
but,
Coach Brandler had us go up to Section 10, actually.
I see.
Played a team called Colton Pierpont. Yeah, we went up there. We
Ooh,
played
I
them.
had won a state championship.
Yeah, we went up there one year. We had won the section. They had won the section, and Coach Brandler just got on the phone. Hey,
So
let's
go.
Let's have a match. And
Yeah.
and Coach Brandler, he was an integral part of this back in the back then. He started getting it going in late 80s, and it took or early 80s, and it took off. He's like, okay, let's. And everybody agreed, because let's face it, you want to see who the best is.
Right.
It's
Into the state.
Yeah, and it's nice to have it. It makes your season longer, which is nice. I mean, it's used to be you played 12, 14 games, and your season was over.
Right.
Yeah. Now you're getting an extra 6 games if you
if you get
keep
through,
winning.
Through, yeah. I mean, playoffs, state championships are sort of the staple now, right, in all states at this point. And kind of changing the culture, right? I mean, there's some practical difficulties with it, but they've overcome those, and now we have state championships in all different sports. Looks like this young man maybe hurt his arm coming off.
It's number 14, Byron
Well,
Evans.
let's hope this team does better in the second half. I mean, the seniors, this is their last match, and they want to be able to go off and with their heads held high. I mean, you take away the corner kicks from Chazy, and I think that's really disheartening to give up those corners like that. But really, we'll see what happens in the second half here.
That's a nice ball.
And it looks to be cleared out by Atkinson.
One of the problems with soccer, I was going to think about this early on. One of the problems with soccer is you don't have a timeout. You got to fabricate a timeout. If I was this team, I'd have called a timeout after that second goal, because they were just lost all their composure, And
they did.
that's one of the downsides of the game. So you got to be clever about trying to, impose a timeout if you can. And I don't. Without bending the rules, obviously, but that's.
So how would you do that without bending the rules?
Well, one of the things that we
You teach your kids?
Well, I wouldn't say I teach my kids, but I highly suggest that maybe somebody, if they get hit, maybe they don't get up again.
Just stay down for a minute, right?
Yeah, and we see what happens. But no, really, seriously, that's a downside of the game. I mean, a basketball coach would have called a timeout,
Right.
And it got them all regrouped for a minute.
Football,
Yeah.
yeah. Baseball, yeah, they all have timeouts. And it was kind of nice about soccer, though.
Sometimes.
Well,
No, you're right.
you got to stay. You have to stay organized. Their defense is not organized. You can tell it's.
Well, maybe the 3 games.
When they play that flat line defense back there, and that hasn't worked too well.
I'm trying to figure out what their attacking shape is here at this point. They seem to be attacking with 1 or 2 players, and
Yeah, I
you're
mean,
not going to get back.
you
to
got
it.
number 6, Chris Sullivan. Obviously, he's one of their studs out there, and he's playing hard, but he's just not getting
Oh,
to
they're
the ball.
giving a good effort. There's.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they're
they are.
good.
They haven't stopped playing.
No, they're still playing hard, and you want to see that.
But right now they're playing against a lot of reserves that are in there for Chazy.
Well, yeah, and that's fine
I think
too.
it's great. Makes for a better game.
Yeah,
That's for sure. It's good. It's good throwing. You throw somebody like Drake. He's a young player. Throw him out there in the middle.
well, all these players.
Season him a little bit against a playoff team. It's what McCullough. Robbie's always been good about that. I've watched him over the years, and all right, he'll throw a kid out and put him out there, and leave him there. You put him next to another decent quality player to teach him, to protect him, and you season him. That's what was done with Barry here. First he played next to his brother, then he played next to Reynolds. And that's just it makes you better.
And look, Chazy's just moving that ball well, and it's nice to get these reserves out here because Hicks went down. You got to call on your bench. You never know when you'll have to call on your bench. Nice play by Garrow and Provost into the game. Now you look at these reserves, and you have to remember they're practicing against the first string all the time, and they're playing wide. They're doing the 1 touches here, so they're doing very well out there for the Eagles right now.
Well, Harrisville's holding a decent shape here now, and
Yeah.
they're holding a decent shape. I think.
Yeah, they're not totally hanging their heads.
No, but we had under 10 minutes here, and this first half seemed like it's been going on forever. Chazy with an 8-0 lead. And the question is, are they going to be playing Fort Ann, or are they playing Fort Ann's playing Smithtown Christian from Section 9.
We
Section
played both
9
those
too.
teams in
We
the
have.
past.
We've had success with them in the Final Four.
We have.
Galen Trombley and John Tregan, after this game, are driving down to Colony to watch that game and to film it to get some pointers
Sure.
on what they're going to be
Why
like
not?
next week.
Why not? Those guys have. Galen's been coaching the JV boys for the last 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
Tregan's helping out, and they actually Tregan's got the most valuable player in the Final Four.
Yes, he did.
And Galen Trombley got Mr. Congeniality one year.
He did.
Is that what they call it?
Sportsmanship award.
Oh, we'll call it that too.
Sportsmanship award. Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
But it was nice to see.
Yeah.
I remember Galen getting that. The kid got a cramp. This is during the state championship
game.
Kid gets a cramp, and the ball's away, and All of a sudden the kid's laying on the ground and Galen's got his leg up trying to get the. This is the game's going on.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh. It's just, you don't see
It was
that.
actually down in this corner.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
You don't see that very often. It's like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
But boys are making a good
And that was
sound.
against Poland.
That was against Poland?
Poland, I think.
Poland's out of it this year.
Championship game, yeah. Here's Sullivan. Being defended by Rogers.
That was good help by Chazy right there. That was good help on the defense.
Yep, you had Dupree coming over to help out.
It was just good help. He didn't do anything,
He was there if he
but he
needed him.
just helped contain. Just contain. Smart.
And nice play by Dorn. It'll be a deep throw-in.
Harrisville getting a little something going here. Was just about 7 minutes left in his first half, and an 8-0 blowout that really no one saw coming.
No, I did not see 8-0 in the first half. And it could, Joe, and in fairness too, it could be the whole year of frustration for Chazy just coming close a lot of times, and it just came together this game. I mean, it could be fate, Joe. It could be fate.
Fate is a wonderful thing. But you got to make your own fate. I mean,
Well, I think they made it.
these kids have been working hard. I mean, they're been playing since they were in 4 years old, learning a system that is productive and works.
Well, playoffs are a new season, right? I mean, so you gotta, nothing matters that happened before. Everything is all about right now, and that's how you're playing in the moment. It's going to make the difference. And Chazy looks like they're playing pretty well right now. So
Well, in the playoffs, it's one and done, right? If you don't do it, you're home.
I think the boys punched their ticket to their Final Four.
Well, I don't think it's a matter of thinking. They have
All right,
punched it.
do you
They
have
have
one,
punched it.
you do have one of those fancy phones you can
I do.
Google stuff, figure out how many Final Fours has Chazy been to in the last 10 years.
A lot.
And you know what? McCullough has a phenomenal
Well, I can
record.
answer that one for you. The only time they didn't go is when they lost to Elizabethtown here in 2006.
Yeah.
So they've been 9 times. They've won 6. And you look at where they lost 1-0 to Hamilton in a game that we felt that Chazy outplayed that.
That was a
in
couple
game.
years ago, yeah. That hurt.
They had the
Now shoot him
The shocker
shoot
in-
him 2-1. I think it was shots on goal were 12.
the shocker in
6.
2008 when they were up 3-0 with 20 minutes.
Oh.
Oh. Now, in fairness, Hamilton, I thought was a better team that year.
They were the better team that year, but when you
You get 3 goals.
18 minutes left in the game and you blow a lead, you got to hand it to Hamilton. They
Right.
kept playing it.
So, they when they get to the Final Four, they go to the champion. They have been going to the championship
They
game.
have been.
Now we'll go back. Prior to that, they had made the Final Four like 6 years prior. They lost to Faith Heritage in a state championship game 2-1, and down in Poughkeepsie. But they were making it to the Final Four, and they were being at the time. That's when the Buffalo Bills went to the Super Bowl 3 times and lost 3 times. They were called the Buffalo Bills of Section 7 because we'd make the Final Four, and it's like you said, they wanted to play Section 7 because they knew that was their ticket to the final game. So we finally busted through. So I mean, you go back
Haven't
over
lost
15
since.
years, we've been at the Final Four probably 13 out of 15 years.
Oh yeah.
Now, know who would have that information would be Casey Barcombe. He's like the stat king of Chazy alumni.
Yeah, he is. He does
And
a
I
good
think
job.
it might be posted on Facebook. And I think you're a fan of the Chazy soccer
yeah,
page.
it's really great.
Fan
Yeah.
page.
It's great.
They contribute quite a bit, and it's neat to see the win-loss record of McCullough. It's phenomenal.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
and I'll tell you what, most of his losses, he has like 27 or 28 losses, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Most of those have come in Final Four games against Class B teams who were good.
Well,
Some kind of playoff game. Most of those losses have come that way. So.
Well, Joe, 28 losses, and
and he remembers each one of those.
Wow.
Believe me, he's that's what makes him a good coach.
Joe,
I mean.
Chazy's about perfection, and we as a board are looking at that. 28 losses is not acceptable in 15 years. just kidding, Coach Rob.
Fire him, right?
Just kidding, Coach Rob.
So is Galen going to move up?
Well,
Your
there-
son going to move up to coach?
yeah, there's a little political power going on here behind the scenes. Yeah, I don't think so. I think Rob's safe for a while.
As long as he wants.
As long as he wants it, I would say.
If we can get a nice benefactor in Chazy, if somebody could, build a Robbie McCullough field.
Robbie McCullough.
Why not? I'd love to see another nice field there in that.
It is nice field. Your old former the field you guys both played on, that nice hill with the rock in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
That was a beautiful
Rocks
field.
in the middle of the field. There was bricks, blocks, stones.
Actually, before our field was the new field, teams refused to play there. They had to go to play at the town.
At the rec center.
The rec center.
Yes. He's
Oh.
offsides.
He's offsides.
Oh, I was gonna say, oh my.
Way outside.
Yeah.
So we have 2 minutes and 32 seconds to go here in the first half.
So, what do you do? What do you tell the team in the second half? You're down 8-0. You're in a playoff.
If
game.
you're the
What do you-
coach?
Yeah. What do you say?
Well, you said get your head up. Let's get the second half. We probably won't win this game, but let's try to score a goal and let's
Yeah.
prove that we deserve to be here.
Let's have something positive. Take something positive
Absolutely.
away. But they're struggling against the reserves right now, except for the defense and the keeper of Chazy.
But
Everybody
I think
else is
he's emptied
reserve.
his bench too. I mean, he knows
Yeah.
it. So it's like, okay, we're gonna have a little.
But you know
friendly
what?
going on now.
Section 10, over the years, they've always substituted large amounts of people
Yeah, they did. Colton Pierpont did
consistently.
that.
Yeah. Here comes 6 new guys. And they did that a lot. I mean, I remember watching them do that. It's like, okay, maybe they have a deep bench where they just kick the ball and run, try to keep fresh legs in there. By Harrisville right now, they can't even kick the ball. I mean, it's the way it works this
I
year.
didn't hear a 2-minute warning right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Tim Mulligan's following his father's footsteps over there on the scoreboard.
My hand's stuck on the scoring button.
Tim says his hand was glued to the scoring button. Oh, here's a chance. And there's a nice shot by Sullivan, but I like the effort from Sullivan.
With their first
And
shot.
you talk about positives, Jeff. That's
Well,
a
I think you got to
positive.
build on it. I mean, you got to remember, you got to start somewhere. And of course, I think Harrisville is going to have a team next year. And of course, the core of the team is out there right now. So if you're the coach, you're thinking about next year at this point. And
Right.
what positives can you take out of this and help build for the next level? We just talked about Chazy being the bridesmaid for many years, and this is the way it's done. You have to come out and
You pay your dues.
learn how to do it. I mean, and that's what they're learning how to do right here. So let's hope that the second half, we see some good effort there, because boys certainly deserve it. They came a long way to be
And
section
they had a great
champions.
and let's not. They had
Absolutely.
a great season.
Absolutely, and I think that's if you're the coach, I think that's what you're thinking about right now. Because every one of those boys is a story to you. So you're gonna. There we go.
Yeah, nice move by number 12 by Bailey Clark.
A little bit more compared. So interesting. We'll see. But no, they're just shell shock coming out. Obviously they just got off 1-0 games, with not seeing a lot of goals, and all of a sudden they're scored on, and you're thinking, boy, we got to score a goal. We need to
Right.
score a goal. So it's tough.
5,
Flicked on. Well, it's a good start.
2,
Well, it has been a memorable first half here in regional championship play. Chazy with an 8-0 lead on the Harrisville Pirates. And we're starting the second half here, Joe and Jeff. Second half, and it's like you said, Jeff. Hopefully, they can take some positives and carry it here into the second half.
Well, I think the job is to win the second half right now. If I'm the coach, I'm saying, hey, let's win the second half here. Let's forget about the first half and let's get ready. Let's see what we can do. Maybe get a couple in the back of the net here. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. They definitely got to get a lot more composed than they were. And maybe they'll be able to. Maybe they'll be able to do that. So.
And my guess is, of course, Coach McCullough has his starters out there, and I'm guessing he'll probably play him for about 10 minutes, maybe 15. You're thinking 20? The first 20, and then substitute freely?
Yeah, you got a Final Four game coming up next week. If it starts to get chippy, then you'll pull them off. But
And, if Joe sounds like he has something in his mouth, he does. He has some
Chazy
nice
apple.
Chazy Orchard. I'm assuming it's a
Honeycrisp.
Honeycrisp
This
apple.
is a victory apple.
And, of course, Joe just brings up nourishment for himself. He doesn't care about anybody else in the press box here. And
I do care about you, but I just didn't bring you any apples.
I think at this point you got to string together some passes and get some composure on the ball. And if they do that, they're going to. It was a nice.
oh, nice shot by Brothers. Nice save by Mono.
Nice. Again, shots from distance like that, really, you gotta have pressure on the ball. I mean, you can't let somebody step up and take a rip at that distance. I mean, come on, So let's get some pressure on the ball.
Well, in all fairness, we were just talking to Tim Mulligan at the halftime, and this is Harrisville's 4th game in 8 days.
4th game. Oh wow.
Yes,
Okay. Well,
and-
that's,
So their legs are probably gone.
Well, you know, they're going to have to adjust their schedules.
Yeah.
You know, if they see this happening.
Because this really isn't fair for that team coming into a regional championship game.
No. And that's all up and down the spectrum for their section too. You know, they're coming down here this afternoon. I don't. Which team is coming here?
Chattagay girls.
Chattagay girls. They're coming off a short week. You know, they
played Thursday.
They had an overtime win against Hewlett, so
And they had to play 20 minutes because the girls play 2 10s. It's
Yes,
not fighting victory.
but you know who they had? They had that Hannah Cook.
Yeah,
She's
and they got the beach girl.
Yes.
But you know, now this will be obviously a good victory for the boys. But they're going to have to regroup because the Final Four is not going to be like this.
No.
And
Fort Ann has to be favored in that bracket. In the other bracket, they have to be favored. I heard they're big and strong and real aggressive.
yeah, well,
So,
again, that it brings a different brand of soccer, right? You know, Chazy plays their pass game, their control game.
That's
There's
a good
another
shot.
shot. It's a crossbar.
Good shot by
Girl trying to get the header in, and Chazy just rips it off the crossbar and a shot by Hayden Gay. And again, what I like about what Chazy's doing here, they're playing like they're trailing. They have an 8-0 lead, and they want to win this half just as bad as they won that first half.
Look at the Space Brothers.
Again, the one-on-one here.
Yeah,
This guy should not be allowed to turn. There we go.
good pass. That's what Barry does well, distributes. Was a good move by Coach McCullough, though, putting Gay on the outside. Injury to Drake. Gay was up front for a lot of the season, but he wasn't generating. He really wasn't. Man, has he been generating since he's been on the outside? All kinds of chances, goals himself, you know. And that's where he belongs.
There's a lot of space.
Well, you know, we talk about Hayden Gay. The players can thank Hayden Gay because he got him to this championship game with that big goal against the Lions of Elizabethtown Lewis, and it was his follow-up on the shot, attacking the net, that he scored that goal.
Yeah. But, you know, E-Town is... I'll put it this way. If you match E-Town last week with Harrisville this week, E-Town beat these guys.
Oh, yeah, there's no
Hands
doubt
down.
about it.
That's but when you're playing 4 games in 8 days, that's...
Yeah, well, I mean, their legs, I'm sure they're a little rubbery right
like-
now.
Well, you can just see right there, there's no movement off the ball at all. I mean, this guy's holding the ball with his feet and nobody's moving.
No.
So they're tired, obviously. That's what that would tell me. They're tired.
I think you're right. On the far side is Rogers.
This is playing out of the back, and there's he's given that. Yep.
There's not much to say in an 8-0 game. It's just
Yeah, well, I mean-
stare like a deer in the headlights and hope for the best. That's how you can do it. It's going to be a long ride back to Harrisville. It's about 3 hours away.
Yeah.
I'm sure they were looking forward to coming down here playing against Chazy. Until the first couple minutes.
Yeah, well, it didn't take long for the Eagles to turn on the
Good shot. Not bad.
offensive firepower. That was for sure.
Yeah, the boys have let up though from Chazy. They just,
Yeah.
you know, it's a psychological. It's hard to keep an edge when you're.
Yeah, they aren't the same intensity, obviously. And I think,
Yeah.
like you, that they're playing not to get hurt.
Let's just play this one out and be gentlemen and.
I mean, and you know, quite frankly, we've had 2 good chances, but they were from distance.
Yeah.
The boys ripped them from distance.
It's a good shot off the crossbar, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, it sure was.
Get to this kind of point, you see this a lot. You know,
Well, you can see number 10 there. He's got some speed, Fowler.
defending well though. Even the offense, you know, that's Rabideau causing that, and he's an offensive person. They defend well. And just seeing you're stepping up. That's the way it's got to be. Nice
Rabideau
ball.
trying to find Duquette. Couldn't keep it from going off the sideline here.
Kind of makes me a little nervous though, not seeing Tyler Hicks back in the game. You don't
Well,
need him to come in and
Coach, or
just to give you a few minutes, but if he's needs him for next week, hopefully he can heal up quick.
well, EMT Thompson bandaged up his ankle, and No, hopefully it's just a minor sprain.
Yeah.
He'll be back for next week.
You know, and we also have in the goal. Did you say about the goalkeeping change? Joe?
Yeah, no, I didn't. Go ahead.
Well, you haven't been looking down that way.
I haven't had a chance. I have no reason to look down that way.
Austin Gravel coming in for Trent Blaze. Austin getting us some first playoff experience, but
And Trent did a nice job against E-Town.
Trent did great. Yeah, he did.
I mean, there were
Well,
only
that's
3 or
right.
4 shots, but there was one shot that was very dangerous in
That was it.
overtime.
That's what Hayden does well right there. He just receives that ball really well, and that's good. Good defense play. I was going to say, but
Yeah, it was out of bounds. But nice service.
Hayden Gay's kind of having his way today on this side. And he played well against Elizabethtown too, though. He was
Yeah, he did.
playing very well. You see the senior captain vying for another ring. I think that'll be his second.
You see Barrier, knowing that the goalie was out of position, just sent a shot that way.
So let these flies out here.
Yeah, the Flyers are, there are a lot of them. Hang on, Calvin.
4 flies when I get outdoors and we're denying them.
Yeah.
Put up with the cold for a little bit.
Yeah, we'll let them, go ahead, be free.
All right, Joe, you went out during halftime. Did you have a bite to eat, or you were out
No.
there politicking? And
No, I went out to see if the plumbing was working,
okay,
and I'm glad to say it was. So the budget cuts have not affected the plumbing here at the sports field.
that's nice. It didn't get a lot of use this year compared to years past.
Well, yeah, with football. We got the window open, so we got the voice of the fans out there.
And we are above the Harrisville section. They brought a few fans down. Let's see. And they're vocal. They're having a good time. If they can, there's some good restaurants in town if they want to venture out after the game.
It's a good tackle there.
Yeah, it was. He's been playing smooth too, is O'Connor.
Was there a shot off his back there for Clark?
But they're just Chazy's having it too easy though. I mean,
Well, I mean, both teams just waiting for the clock to go down here so this game can be over with. No barriers.
yeah. Well, you know, listen, in the regular playoff game, he's going to let that fly. But,
Right.
you know, Kowalski's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Exactly the right. Let's slow this down, and I'm sure he's probably going to go by Barrier. And listen, you don't have to do that. You know, they know each other, Barrier and Kowalski. You know, so
Well, Joe, at the 10-minute mark, he's actually emptying the bench.
yeah, it's didn't even go 20. Huh? Okay. Well, hey, why not? Let's just let these other kids get a little bit.
Look at
That's a good ball. That's a good ball.
Yeah.
Oh, Ducat.
somebody lost track.
He didn't mean that, but come on, Gage. Oh, like
nice.
some Wonder Boy.
Oh, did all that nice work and then the shot got away
Could
from him.
have maybe took a touch or two inside. You know,
That makes a striker, right? I mean, you know, you got
Yeah.
to be a little selfish.
That's exactly it, and that's where you should be. You know, you're gonna be up front. It's
They all stayed between the windows.
did the Flyers leave, Joey?
Some did.
More came in, right?
Yeah, there's still some cousins left behind here.
That'd be a good job for
We
you.
got
between
coming in
games.
here, Joe. You know, all these we got coming in.
Oh, mate, what? Jeff, we have, let me see the numbers here. We have number 4, Brendan Ryan. Then we go to, geez, okay, 9 is Dupree. 12
That
is
Tebow.
12 is Drake. Tebow's in the game. I think Adam Knight is into the game. Number
Everybody.
14.
Everybody but Coach McAuliffe.
22 would be Sam Provost is into the game, and these starters they actually did their work in the first 10 minutes of the game, and to put this game away with an 8-0 lead, Coach McAuliffe has taken all his starters out, basically all his starters out that he can, and he's emptied the bench.
Here's a tough question. If you had to choose an MVP, who would you choose? That's very
For me, it's very simple. Hayden Gay.
Hayden Gay.
He's the one that has to feed that ball in there. Now you could give credit to Alec Lapeer coming in with those headers, but Hayden Gay is the one that has been setting the tone of this game for the
Midfielders
Eagles.
have Chazy midfielders, Barrier and Brothers.
They've,
You know, I mean,
you could go that way. I mean,
Brothers has a couple of assists. Barrier's got a couple of goals with an assist. and they have been controlling everything,
Quite
including.
frankly, you could give away more than one
Yeah,
MVP.
you could.
You know.
I'm going to split
So okay, you're
one with Barry. I'm going to give one to Barry and Brothers,
okay for the
just
midfield?
because of what they've done and what hasn't been done to them.
And
So,
I'm going to give one.
your midfielders
If you're going to give
control
out
the
two,
game.
I'm going to give one to Alec Lapeer. I'm going to give one to
Yeah.
Hayden Gay.
Why not?
So what the hell? They're free. We'll give them out. They're like candy. We'll give them out.
And you couldn't go wrong with those choices.
No.
You know, I mean, it's a very subjective thing on a game like this. The whole team plays so well, and your adversary isn't up to what you expected, and everything you do, you make it look easy. You know.
And here's a chance for the Pirates.
Nice
So
little
nice
poke
job
right
by
there.
that was O'Connor.
O'Connor. Yeah, you put O'Connor up in that stopper spot. Alec Lapierre's out of the game, the junior, and yeah, he's got his seniors out of there, and Barrier and Brothers in the middle, so he's giving them a little bit more rest, and it's not like they worked too hard today. You know, they've
Well-
done good work, but they didn't have to work hard for it.
Well, let's just say they finished off their opportunities.
Yeah.
There are some games, as we've seen a lot this
Oh,
year,
my.
that the opportunities haven't happened.
It was
They haven't
eight-
finished.
Yeah, 18-1. I think the goal or the the shots were the first half in favor of the Eagles. So they converted on eight goals out of 18 shots. You'll take
Right.
that.
Yeah, that's a great percentage.
Just about 50, you know. So
Yeah, look how
Little
most
less.
of those goals were within inside the 6 too. I mean, you know,
Yes.
so they're
yeah,
hard.
you know, and Gay coming out here the second half, cracking one off the cross, and there was a post. Tommy Tebow almost
Right.
hitting the post down here,
Right.
and there was numerous other chances. But
It was Gage Ducat actually hit that
Yeah.
post.
yes, it was.
No, he's not that.
Well, if you're a Chazy fan, so far it's been a very good day.
Wow, this is a lot. What would we be doing on the radio, Joe?
Oh my, we have to call play-by-play.
Yeah, you would. I wouldn't give you a break either.
Oh, Ryan, had an opportunity and he tried to pass it
Yeah,
into
it's
the
hard.
inside.
It's good to see these reserves getting out there, though.
Absolutely nice play by Ryan.
It is.
Ryan battling.
Come on, Drake.
And it's Rogers pushing up over to Dylan Garrow to the near side. Tommy Tebow.
It's a good ball. Why not?
Yeah, that little spin on it.
Why not? It's a good ball. Harder to defend, though, if it goes opposite, you know? Way harder to defend. It's hard to defend when you're running back.
Oh, he gave that. There we go.
Yeah. Forget, like I said, it gets frustrating out there. We got 25, 30 left in this.
A few more fouls being called in this half, huh?
Yeah, well, it's you're gonna. Some of them were official. You know, he's gonna call it just to keep it cool. Let's not have any issues, quote unquote.
Yeah, it looks like
Offsides.
Trombley and Tregan have left for Colony.
Might as well.
They're out of here. Get a jump on that. I think they feel comfortable.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
you
it.
got your reserves out there, and the 30 minutes left in the game. You know, you're gonna sit on this. No injuries to anybody, hopefully.
Right.
We probably have time to order pizza. Would the Domino's deliver up here? Who would deliver here?
Oh, Gino would deliver up
Gino
here.
deliver here?
Oh, I'm sure he would.
Put in a call.
Make a phone call.
This is gonna be a long day.
So what do you do if you're Coach McCullough this week? What do you do? I mean, you just come out this
Tell
this
them
victory.
right off the bat, don't it? You know what you do is what McCullough always does. He prepares them very well for the Final Four. Last year was similar. Come through, Section 10 like real easy. You know you're going to have a tough game that night, and you are automatically going to enjoy this one for maybe an hour after the bus ride home, and everybody snapping each other with towels, having a good time. And then he's going to be.
Well, he'll have
Start talking.
What Coach McCullough will do well is he'll have these guys mentally prepared.
That's what he
this
does.
week.
That's what
Physically,
he does.
they got the game. I mean, they have the game. So now it becomes between the ears. How do you prepare for this game mentally?
That's what you do.
And he will let these guys
Talk to
not
him.
forget
No.
this game's over with.
That's a good move by
Nice
Dupree
little
in that
move there
first
by
side.
Dupree with the
Yeah, that was Dupree.
Good move.
shoulder drop.
Sold another one. That's okay.
Deflected. No, I thought it deflected and it didn't.
Okay, that's okay though. Good work.
Some nice work.
Yeah, you just talk to them. You know what? A lot of these players were at that game last year with Poland. You know, the first game, the semifinal game down there.
The Chazy players.
Yes. You know, a lot of them were on that bench. They saw what's coming.
Yeah.
Poland was a big,
Well,
mean, nasty
IHC is
team.
just as good as Poland.
They were mean. Well, but they play our style. They play a possession style, and you know, they got by Poland this year. You know, they talent beats brute strength. You know, this year, last year, Poland beat Watertown in penalty kicks.
Right.
They had to go on, so they played them tough. You know, Poland was outplayed that game too. You look in the shots on goal from Watertown controlled it, but listen, Poland had some the Hennings kid and they had an Asian kid, and they were back this year, by the way. But those guys were no joke. They were decent, but they were just big and physical. You know, very and it was a small field that first game against Poland. You know, and you can get right on somebody. And we still outshot them. What was it, 25-4, 25-6, and you know the immaculate goal from Brandon Lauren that nobody saw.
Right.
You know, that
You
was
on the
just-
radio like
nobody saw it. It's like, okay, who knows? McCullough didn't know. Nobody knew. But you know, it's a break.
Wow.
You know, Chazy caught a break. You know, and you're gonna have to have a little luck. You know, you got to make it. You know, Chazy was the better team, but you got to make your luck. Hard work and skill, and just keep doing what you're doing.
Well, there's an effort that went way over the goal that really, I think, as a coach, you got to remind the player that, hey, you know, you got to put those on goal because
Yeah.
we may get only one the next match here, guys.
Precisely.
So,
That's right.
you know.
Precisely. You just try to stay sharp, but it's hard to do when you're up or down 8-0. It's rather. But it's good seeing these kids getting in there though, like Drake right there, who just got the ball taken from him. It's still good.
You know who's been solid right there has been Dorn.
Yeah.
In the sweeper position for them.
That's what he does. He's nice and calm and cool. He gets to the ball well. He cuts the angles down extremely well. That's what he does. He's not quote unquote the fastest, but he cuts
He's
the
smart.
angles down.
He's smart.
But his second move is 95% of the time it's a good move. His second move, which is probably more important than the first move in the defensive position as sweeper, because you got to know what to do, where to do it, and you have to have a touch, which he does. Doran's done a great job this senior. Good to see him.
Nice shield there by number 17, Justin Brackett.
So he left the youngsters in for defense along with Doran. He left Spencer Rogers on that right side, and he's put O'Connor. He slid him over into the center to that stopper position.
And then you have Provost here on the near
Yeah.
fullback position.
They're playing well. You know, this could be a tune up for O'Connor. He's having a dress rehearsal here for next season. You know, or if you have an injury to Lapeer, he's a soccer player. He's not just a left fullback. Which is good. He's a decent athlete, O'Connor. He's going to be coming back next year. As well, Rogers with the ball
And
now.
just
but he
nice
goes-
movement by Chazy. And Jeff, I know you like that kind of play.
Yeah, a little bit of build up out of the back, right? I mean, it's
Great.
I think
But they're making it
They're
look easy. I mean, it's
they're defending a lot better here. It looks like at the final third, right? I mean, we'll see what happens. Again,
I mean,
attacking with two people here, at this point is here we go on the solo run.
it's a good move.
And it was number 10, Fowler.
I think he was their big goal scorer this year.
Yeah, he was
Fowler.
one of them.
Yeah.
And then you have Quentin, Walters checking into the game here for the Pirates. We're under 20 minutes now, Joe. And no score in the second half, but Chazy's just basically controlling.
Yeah. Well, the
just
starters
controlling
were pulled after 10 minutes. Robbie, gentlemen, that's all right. It's a tough call when you're an official, and here comes Doran, the senior.
Yeah, it's a nice round of applause there for him.
Yeah.
And,
Played well. Last time they're going to be playing in the 518 area code.
Yeah,
It's not
that's
gonna be
right.
in Middletown. So.
He's obviously got to have two big games coming up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to
Successful.
be tested a lot more, and it's going to be a lot more physical. Usually is. I do like seeing these kids all get in.
Yeah, I mean, every player has gotten to this regional championship game.
Every available one. Not a bad choice. Duquette. Where's he got Duquette playing anyway? I'm trying to figure out where Gage is.
I think he put him back in the. I thought he put him back
Midfield?
defensively.
Did you slide him
No,
over in that?
he's got Rogers. Is Rogers in the stopper position now? No. He might have put O'Connor back in the sweeper
O'Connor is.
position.
Yeah, O'Connor is. Okay, you slid
He's in the
Duquette
sweeper
back there.
position.
He's trying to. Hey, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Switch him up. Switch him up. Because O'Connor might be back there next year, you know, it all depends. What's Sam Provost this year? Is he a senior?
Junior.
He's only a junior, so he's
Yeah, he's a
coming back.
junior. Oh yeah, well, but a lot of
He
those
was by Tebow.
players out there will be. O'Connor heading it up, and it's Garrow. He's got Knight in front of him.
This looks like a freshman here for
He's a
Harrisville?
junior.
Harrisville.
Oh, for Harrisville. Number 24.
My guess.
And number 24 is a freshman.
Hugo Fowler against O'Connor. O'Connor did a good job defending.
Good test for O'Connor there, right?
A nice play by Duquette, fending him off the ball.
That was good defending.
Yeah, just takes it off him. Nice play.
And a long 17 minutes and 15 seconds left in
Yeah,
this
I mean,
game.
Joe, I'm quite ready for the second game here. I'm ready for the Chazy girls and the
That's
Chattagay
going to be
girls.
the marquee matchup probably of the day.
I'm not even sure who NAC's playing. I can't even say their last
If you
name.
hold on just a second, I might be
got it?
able to tell you.
What's it called?
Canada Johari.
Kenna Johari.
What section are they out of?
Out of in Buffalo.
Buffalo area.
That would be Buffalo.
Yeah, I actually have a few things on Chattagay, so we'll gather some things for next week too. Calvin, you gonna send anybody down with a camera?
No.
Why not? Why not?
Harrisville's pushing men forward here now, right? Good.
We've never had the Final Four on video.
You know, at the one that you did, Joe Southwick, didn't he, 1 year? But no volume. He just went out and taped it, if I'm not mistaken.
No play-by-play.
No play-by-play.
Which is, of course, what everybody comes for to hear Joey Tremblay.
No. It's Joe Southwick from Northeastern.
I know, I saw him there.
Southwick is the voice of the Cougars. You want to give them the name we were called last week on the air? You want to let them know what we were called? I don't do this to be made sport of here.
We
But
were called a lot of things, I'm sure, across the way. Actually, that same group is back, and we have to call the security.
yeah.
Well, this is it makes your digestive tract a lot smoother when you're Coach McAuliffe.
Oh, I do want to thank Lee Barcombe and Sean Rogers for covering the sectional finals.
Yeah, they did a great job too.
You're good.
It's nice that you have the we're the B group. And that's nice you have a good C group now.
They're B plus.
They're B plus. Okay.
You have to be versatile nowadays. That's what it's
right.
all about, versatility.
That's right.
Yeah, this. All right. You almost kind of want to see him get one, you know?
Oh yeah, you
Why
do.
not?
Get a shot.
Oh, that's a good ball, actually.
Yeah, it was.
He didn't get the runner. Yeah, he was.
Oh, nice pass by number
He's
24.
applauding him, right? That was a good idea.
Colby Platney, yeah,
That's a good idea.
number 5, Taylor Sale, acknowledging the nice play there by
Why not?
Platney.
He's done a good job. On the ball again or no?
So under 15 to go here, and as we've been rambling on, it's 8-0 Chazy, and they had all that in the first 20 minutes of the game. Or it seemed like it was all 8 in the first 20.
Doesn't matter. Good job by Garrell. Staying with it. Gets it outside.
Yeah, Ryan sends a nice...
Oh, you're taking a touch, Brendan. Take a touch. You have plenty of time.
Well, you know what? One thing I know for sure, Joe, this game's not going overtime, so the girls' game should start on time.
What time is it?
Well, it's 14 minutes. They're supposed to start at 1, but they probably give them... Can we give them 20 minutes between games? 25?
You know what? I might go get a bite to eat right now and just leave you, Joey. I could do that.
Go
Jeff,
ahead.
you want to go out? Go
ahead.
Get something to eat.
Calvin,
Calvin, would you like something?
Calvin and I can handle it up here. We can handle this.
We were thinking about dinner. Where are we going for dinner tonight?
Well, we got to get something between the games. You know, we got to keep our energy up here.
You know this game is out of hand when we're talking making dinner plans.
Phil Rizzuto used to do that in Yankee games.
Do what?
He'd start talking about the seventh inning. He'd start talking about where he was going for supper.
We're gonna have dinner.
We'll just go to the clubhouse for the buffet they had after every game.
Scooter.
Oh, Garrow, look at him. There'll be a corner
Hey,
kick.
Jeff, do you you're from Knoxville, Tennessee? Do you see any professional? Do you go to any games at all? Do they have a team?
In Tennessee?
Yeah.
No, there's the Lady Vols have a D1 team there in Knoxville.
Mm-hmm.
I guess probably the closest is the Columbus Crew or the DC United. Actually, I have a former player of mine that actually plays for the Columbus Crew, Aaron
Neat.
Schoenfeld. It's kind of exciting to see a kid out there that you've had for a number of
Yeah.
years.
Oh, scores! And that went off of, I think it was Dupree.
Good job.
Very good.
Nice play by Dupree.
Another set play.
Yeah, another set play. It's now 9-0.
How many is that? Is that 5 off the corners? Is that?
All of
It's
that.
gotta be pretty close.
And again, I guess there's kind of good news and bad news about that, right? I mean, you know, you would like to score from open play going into
Yeah.
have some confidence off of that, but you know, most of these championships are going to be decided by the set play, right?
Exactly
That's
right.
where you got to win and lose these games. So,
And they're doing it today.
so boy, this is a clinic on set plays off the corner kick. There's no doubt about that.
The reserves playing
Well,
well for these.
Jeff said, one of my former players, what's that all about?
Yeah, what's this former player thing?
Well, I mean, you know, I'm a youth coach and been a youth coach for over 25 years, and you know, one of the guys from Knoxville on the team that I coached, was a U12, U13, was on my team for that season, and he's been able to make it all the way to the big show. Played for East Tennessee State University and was actually drafted by the Montreal Impact, and was
So-
traded to the Columbus Crew, and he's just finished his second year with the Crew.
So after thanking his parents, you're the next person.
Oh, I don't know about. He's had a lot of coaches. I mean, when you get to that level, you've had a lot of different coaches, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that are claiming credit for him. But he's a big boy, and
But you,
very nice.
you had him at the early age.
Yes, yeah.
So you set the foundation.
Well, I don't know.
Let's not forget
I don't know if
that.
I set the foundation. A lot of that comes to the player themselves. I think as Coach McAuliffe would say, you know, you can only do so much damage as a coach, right? So eventually, really comes down to the player. But that's kind of interesting. I think we'll see more of that happening in the United States, obviously, as time goes by. But yeah, it's a different thing when you see somebody out there that you know, seen as a young kid make it all the way. So,
Well, I mean, and as a former town coach, and Joe's been there too, you feel a bit of pride when you see that player out in the field, even at the high school level, to see him win state championships, to know that we had a hand in it at a young age. You know, it really is a community that brings these kids up, and there's a lot of people involved to get them to this level. And Rob will tell you that it's not a finished product, but boy, they're well prepared, let's say.
yeah, and the thing about it
is.
is with youth soccer, I mean, you never know what a kid is going to do ultimately. You have some kids that, you know, are the little quiet, small boys that, you know, maybe aren't physically, you know, able to compete at that age, and all of a sudden, you know, they blossom and become outstanding players. So that's what's great about high school soccer in particular. You got these freshmen sometimes, you know, and they come back when they're sophomores or juniors, and, you know, as a coach, sometimes you fall in love with a player and you think he can't be replaced, but you know, you have to. The reality of high school and college sports is obviously every player can be replaced and will be replaced someday.
Right.
So, you know, as a coach, is sometimes, like you were saying earlier, Coach McCullough, maybe giving these guys a different look in different positions is, you know, all of a sudden that's the way you learn. Hey, I never thought that kid as a left back or a right back or a center mid, but hey, you know, he's doing a good job out there. You know, he's not better than the guys out there right now, but I got to think about next year. So that's part of the fun of coaching is you see, you know, how the kids respond when you put them in those situations. So you got to guard against it if you're a coach to make sure you have an open mind about some of these players because, hey, you know, this guy may be, you know, maybe your savior. You don't even realize it. So.
Oh yeah, and Coach McCullough will tell you that. He goes, you know, he has kids that have come up and have done well that were late bloomers, that you didn't see it like their freshman, sophomore year, then boom, they turn to a good player.
Or he has to transform them, or they just got to transform themselves into a different position, different kind of, like Drake. Drake played nothing but defense at the youth level, and listen, no disrespect to the Plattsburgh Football Club, but that's what they did. You know, he played nothing but defense, and I took him indoors one year, and first thing I told him, I said, "You're playing every spot, including goal." That's how it works with my team. You know, I don't care. I want to train you to be players, not I don't care if we win. And he had never played, you know. Now he was last year, his first year, he was an all-star offensive player.
Yeah.
So, you know, he was just a solid player. And but you know, you plug him in where you need him, and that's what you have to do. You know, today the boys had to plug in Hicks. plug somebody else in and let's keep on rolling.
And they've been rolling. But I just want to give some due to Tommy Tebow. He got the assist on the Dupree goal.
Yeah, good work. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go say hi to Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's here?
Yeah, she's here. She's over across the way. Lynn brought her.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. She's
one of Chazy's biggest fans.
Yeah,
Jean Poisson is in the house.
She's in the house. She's able to come to the game. So
I think, I just want to say that one comment I want to make before I got off here was, Joe's brother George was an outstanding player. A lot of people remember George, and for my money, I could run down the roster, but to me, George was the best player to ever play here. I haven't seen a lot of players since.
You know what? Maybe in your time, Nolan Ryan, though, without a doubt.
I'm still going with George. Nolan's my nephew.
I know. Listen, dude, Nolan's my friend. But you know what? Nolan Ryan, by far, is
a wonderful player.
Talent-wise, and to come out of to play in Chazy. What he did. He'd single-handedly take over a game, and he did. Saw him do it several times.
He did in the Final Fours.
Yeah, saw him do it several times.
A lot of people, I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah. Well, you got to figure they had better training nowadays. I mean, you start playing in August and quit whenever the playoffs were.
Right.
You ran it out and that was it. We didn't have. They have indoor leagues, which are phenomenal.
Well, I mean, George, your brother, obviously played every sport and was an outstanding athlete.
Well, George is an outstanding athlete.
Yeah, he was.
Just tremendous. So, yeah, I'd like to see him play at this level at some point. That would have been great. I think he'd have done very, very well.
Yeah. You.
Well,
how about you? You were the same way.
Yeah.
You were the reason Chazy lost one time because you were too young.
Yeah.
I read about that. I was going through the George's Boys, and I'm like, and there was a local team that I grew up not liking and probably don't like much anymore. But yeah, that was I remember that. I reading that.
Yeah,
like,
those were different
it was a big scandal.
Yeah.
He was too young. So they
took the
504 games, on 5 games. So that was the Lion Mountain days, There was a rivalry.
I'm glad you mentioned it.
There was a huge rivalry.
Well, sure.
But
it's pretty embarrassing when you get beat by a player that's too young. But you take a win. A win is a win, right?
Well, that's the way it goes, right? So.
But it's I do remember hearing that. So it's all your fault, Jeff.
Yes, exactly. That's where it all started.
Yeah.
But that's.
But you were the same way. You were a three-sport all-star.
Yeah, I mean,
I remember you were being a catcher.
Yeah.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were good.
Basketball.
Yeah.
But we all played together, all different sports all the time, and I guess one of the things about growing up in a small town that makes it a little bit different is you play all the sports, and it's
so
really
what year
great
did you graduate?
I graduated in 1972.
72.
Mm-hmm.
And you
of course I
went to school.
Now we talked about Plattsburgh
I
State.
went to Plattsburgh, and I was.
You played with another local player.
Well, Dana Whedon was at Plattsburgh. He was a year ahead of me, and then George Hubble was there as well. And we had.
The swimming pool, George Hubble.
The swimming pool, George Hubble.
He was obviously a good soccer player in his day.
He was an outstanding player.
Good athlete.
He was a very, very
good athlete.
Very, very good player.
I did not know that about George.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And then I was fortunate enough to be voted captain two years, my junior and my senior year
at Plattsburgh.
And we had some good teams. Of course, at the time there was it was pretty much foreign players, right? So I was one of the rare Americans that was playing on the team at the time. So there was a little bit of a.
So you had the weird name on the team.
I was believe it or not, you know what they called me. You know what my nickname was?
No.
For 4 years I was there. Chazy was my nickname.
Chazy.
They call me Chazy or
Chazy.
Chazy or Chazy. If I see these guys today, that's what they call me. So.
Chazy.
Yeah, they call me Chazy. Right?
That's great.
Oh, here's a nice move.
Nice move.
There we go.
All right, I'm going to go say hi to Mom. I'll see you at the next game.
Very
Jeff, you're
good.
coming up the next game, too, we hope.
If I'm
Great.
invited.
You're
I'm
invited.
to do that.
Why not?
I'm invited.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, I
This
think.
next game should be a lot more entertaining.
Well, the Harrisville is putting on a good effort here to finish this
second half
out,
they have.
and I think I think you maybe see a little bit of their real team here, so to speak. That
Well,
combining
and again,
and
we
so
can't
forth.
stress this enough. This is their fourth game in 8 days.
Yeah.
And their legs are tired.
Well, I think the coach got to be pleased the way they're finishing. I mean, I know they are, and it's tough
And they're
in the
playing
first
hard.
half, and you got to prove to yourself sometimes you can do it, right? So that's the thing about it. So good for them. Congratulations on their season. I mean, this is not a desirable way to end the season, but let's not forget they had a great season, get into a sectional championship and then a regional. That's not something to be taken for granted. I know. We go on and on about Chazy and their success, but that's not that's not something that we take for granted either in this community. I'm sure that.
No, I mean it's Chazy in the last decade seems to make it easy, but it's not easy.
Oh no, it's nothing easy, and you can see that in high school sports throughout the country. I mean, there we go. There's a nice
There
run.
it is.
There we go.
Oh, nice opportunity.
It was a good look there. Now maybe that is something that they should have done in the first half, but just couldn't get it off the rail. So maybe if they had maybe if they're going to a third half here, maybe we see but good for them. It looks like they had an effect at halftime, and they're able to combine and put some things together. Again, you're starting to think about next year at this point, aren't you? I mean, that's what you're thinking about. And,
Sure. Well, when Rob McAuliffe is thinking 5 years ahead, I
Right.
mean, all the good coaches do.
But Harrisville, maybe they'll be back here again next year and set this straight. So that's the beauty of it, right? So don't want to.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a little. I think there's a combination of a couple things that happened today. It was we scored quick,
Yes.
got them off guard.
Absolutely.
They got tired quickly, and Chazy put it all together at one time.
Yeah, and a mental and a physical, fatigue. I mean, you even talk about the pro players. I mean, you see them, buckle sometimes mentally when you wonder why they're buckling mentally. But that's what makes the game interesting, right? You never know what's going to happen. So 0-0 in the second half is going to be a good result for them.
Well,
so,
1-0.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, 1-0. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a good result.
Yeah, I mean, they couldn't ask for really. I mean, they could have asked more if they could have scored, and they still may with 3 minutes to go here. But to keep it to a 1-goal game in the second half is a good job by the Pirates.
This is some good effort here. Yeah, it's just. It's interesting the way that you can lose composure sometimes, and they're gradually getting it back here in the second half. So a little bit too late, obviously, but
Right. Well, with 2:45 to go, Chazy has punched their ticket to Middletown for another trip. They've been there every year since it's been in Middletown, and so it's almost like their home field. They've been there so often, but
he's still listening to Challenger.
well, it's like you said earlier. Chazy also went through their hard.
Oh yeah,
hard knocks.
everybody pays their dues. That's how you get to be better. So.
And a lot of it is mental because, I truly believe that Harrisville came in here probably down a goal or two, knowing they're playing this Chazy team that has done so well at the state level. And you got to break through mentally, I think, first.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And you can see they got a great goal scorer sitting on the sideline there with a broken leg. So
Yeah. And well, remember, of course, you remember this going way back in the day when it was a big event to win the MVAC.
Oh, sure. Yes.
And that was a big thing. And there were times where we didn't win the MVAC, and then we got by that, and then you had to play Section 2, and they would pound on us, and then even Section 10 in the early years were pounding on us.
Right.
And then finally you beat them one time, and then it's like, okay, we can do this. And then the younger kids build on that. And then as you win these championships, these younger kids are building off of that. Like, hey, we can do this. Yeah, it is a culture.
It's a culture. It's a culture. It's a winning culture. It's an expectation. You see that in all high school sports. You see that in college sports. I mean, it's a matter of expectations. And you have to start somewhere. And it really comes down to personalities, Joe. I mean, obviously Rob McCullough's done a great job building on other people, and there's a direct correlation between the number of years you're coaching a team and how effective that team is going to be. I mean, and so have the luxury of having a coach that's so dedicated to the game and to the community. It yields results. It yields results.
Well, the results speak for themselves.
Yeah.
Right? There's no doubt about it. And we're down to the final 50 seconds here. But what a wonderful performance here by the Chazy Eagles to make it back. I know they were obviously, I won't say nervous, but we're excited for this game here today, and that they heard what Harrisville was doing down there and the year that they had, and anybody that comes in here with 16 victories, you can't take lightly.
Oh no, absolutely.
And they came out on all cylinders, and Coach McAuliffe had them prepared. The boys, obviously, there's only so much a coach can do. It's what happens away from the practices on how you prepare for a game, and these boys, I think they did that. And Garrow scores. Dylan Garrow scores with 14 seconds left in the game, and he literally went through 3 defensive players. And boy, we've named Dylan Garrow a few times this year, Calvin, on the hometown cable.
Yep, he got his first goal of the season in the Frankie Garrow tournament.
And then he had that big goal against in the playoffs against Scroon Lake to give him that 2-goal cushion. And here he gives him another goal to make it a double digit.
Great individual effort, right? Great individual effort there. Dribbled, the goal, very determined. That's what you take to score a goal, and he just showed us how it was done. And in the waning moments of a game, which is even more significant.
And he was still attacking.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we're down. I mean, or he's playing like they were down.
Yeah, I don't know if he's starting or not. Whatever's starting may start to worry about the next game and when he's playing, because that's the way it's done. Right. Making a statement. Hey, coach, start me.
3, 2, 1. 1.
Well, Chazy will move on to Middletown with an impressive double-digit victory here at Plattsburgh High School, 10-0. I don't ever recall seeing a double-digit game at this level of a championship, and it's hats off to the Eagles. And again, we can't stress enough to the Pirates and to Coach Countryman, Shane Countryman, on the fine season that they had. And I know this one will sting for them for a while, but they'll come back next year, like you said, Jeff, and they'll build off of this. And you know, it is what it is.
You take some away from this, and you know, try to go forward with it. So.
Well, Chazy moves on to play they'll move to Middletown. They'll either play Fort Anne or Smithtown Christian in the semifinal game. I'm Joey Trombley. It's been a special treat to have alumni and all-star Jeff Trombley up here in the booth with us. It is Joe the Fish Poisson went off to get some nourishment. Looked like he was ready to pass out. And on the camera is the founding father himself, Calvin Castine. And, of course, Calvin will stick around here for the award ceremony as they give the trophy for the regional championship. And I'll give the mic to Mr. Calvin Castine.
There's some story there.
Okay, there's the presentation. Thanks to Joey Trombley and Joe the Fish Poisson and Jeff Trombley for a very insightful addition to today's broadcast. Joey is making his way down. Look at John Coyer pushing George Brenner out of the way, and there's Jeff Trombley. So Section 7 defeats Section 10, and the Eagles will move on to the Final Four. Thanks for watching and for supporting viewer-supported local television, Hometown Cable. I want to thank the Poisson family, Joe and Leah, for renewing their viewer support. And earlier today, we had former girls coach, my old St. Mary's classmate, Joe Dumoulin, come up and renew his viewer support for Hometown Cable. So it's folks like that that allow the rest of you to enjoy this. So we invite you to become part of that crew and support local television and keep this kind of programming coming.